Hello and welcome to the George Groves Boxing Club. This is part 2 of this week's previews. Right, big fight this weekend. Oleksandr Usyk defending a bunch of his belts against Daniel Dubois, who's coming in with one of his belts. Used to be Usyk's. Wembley Stadium. It's going to be an epic fight, I'm sure. It's a rematch, right? So I'm here. I'm breaking down yesterday. I'll tell you what Daniel Dubois needs to do to win. So if you haven't seen that, get back and see it, because that's the important one. He's the one who's up against it this weekend. Oleksandr Usyk, on the other hand, has already beat Daniel Dubois, and essentially, really, he could do what he did last time and win again. Daniel Dubois is a better fighter. We've established that. You know, he's more experienced. He may be more with it, switched on, more confident, and technically a little bit better, where he's got that experience of being in the deep end and getting past some quality opposition. But Oleksandr Usyk has got a W next to his name when it says Daniel Dubois, right? So I figured I'll break down what Oleksandr Usyk did the first time, what might be slightly different this time round, but essentially what Oleksandr Usyk does well, how he will approach a game plan against Daniel Dubois, what he will likely expect from Daniel Dubois, and then what he will have to do to navigate and sort of negate Daniel Dubois. So, yeah, let's get into it. Right, Usyk, he's ring walking. He's got that furry hat on, isn't he? I think it's Ukrainian or whatnot. It looks the bollocks. He always looks immaculate. I love the costumes. I love the attire of Usyk. I really do. His attire is always spot on. He's always on point, and the start of the bout is always on point as well. I'm sure the fashion gets him in the zone so that he starts the first round sharp. Now, he always does. It might not necessarily mean that first round he's going to set the world alight, he's going to dominate the guy in front of him, but he's already trying to establish his rhythm, his timings, his distance control, and therefore, obviously, to land his shots from the get-go. And usually he's giving away a lot of size, but I think with this one, Daniel Dubois, you look at the stats, the reach, I think, is almost identical. So that's very important, you know. Like, as a kid, you're always worried about, oh, he's so tall, but it doesn't matter how tall he is, as long as the arms can reach the chin. I'm telling you, like, makes a massive difference. Usyk's going to come out in that southpaw stance, isn't he? He's going to have that right hand forward, and it's going to be very much the same as always, right? That right hand's going to float, yeah? Some guys like to have it on the chin. Some guys have it down. Some guys have it at 45-degree angle. Joe Louis, boom. See that? Hand just gets bigger. Boom. Low. Whoosh. But he's having it floating. Yeah, he's having it up here. He's trying to distract Daniel Dubois. He's trying to keep him thinking. Essentially trying to stop him jab from over the top. Right? But he will press. He will press. He will keep creeping in. He will keep stealing that distance. Keep stealing inch by inch room in Daniel Dubois. Every time Daniel Dubois takes a little step back, he's going to take a little step. He's going to take a little step. It's actually really interesting when you look at Usyk. He's so much of a front foot fighter in that regard. You know, there's times where you see him moving off a bit, but really, he's creeping, he's pressing. Now, we know Usyk takes his time, right? It's not a bad thing. It's a perfect thing for someone who operates at his level. Like, you go through his record, if it doesn't go points, right, and that's fair enough when he's fighting guys who are a lot larger and heavier than him, even when he stops them, I think it's 10 years or so since he stopped someone in the first half of a fight, yeah? Daniel Dubois, Witherspoon, Bellew, I think from round 8 onwards, those guys get stopped, because Usyk, he's trying to set them traps, he's trying to keep them busy and keep him thinking, and he wants to get himself into range to land a few shots before really starting to crank it up. So don't go into too much detail about what that is at the first place. Like, that's just him creeping in. Defenses are solid. You know, he's trying to catch and slip. There's a lot of slips and dips. Every now and again he'll break out, which is a great move for someone of his size. And to do it at that level, you know, you got to be a special talent. It's the confidence more than anything to do, as I say in my video yesterday, to break outside the line and pivot round. You know, you see guys do it and they do it over dramatic where they're not in a position to punch. But actually, Usyk will do it so neat and tidy that dong dong. He's got that Eastern European boxing foundation, you know, amateur foundation that, you know, I experienced a lot of it growing up. I remember boxing for England, traveling all around Europe, and you know, when you fought a Ukrainian or an Uzbekistani or a Kazakhstani or a Russian, you know, it was a tough fight, it was a tough night, and they would throw their shots always in combinations, and they would turn the shoulder over, they would turn the shoulders over, whether it be the hooks. A lot of the time, you know, back in my day then, you hook Golovkin style, palm down. That was the rule. And that's how the Eastern Europeans used to throw it. And they would do these little side steps and just cut out. They would let their hands go. They would make a defensive move. But if you were still there to be hit, that shot always got thrown. Whatever one it would be, left hand, right hand. It might only just be a single. But if you was there, you'd get clocked with it. Now, I'm talking about point scoring days back in the mid 2000s. That paid dividend because you could have an exchange, could be a little bit clumsy, and then you break out, you think that you're going to part ways, and whack, head gets knocked back, that guy nicks a point, right? And you do that a few times throughout a round, you've got a lead that just can't be caught back. Usyk still does that today, but obviously with 10-ounce gloves on, big old heavyweight, pro ring, you know, when you finish those exchanges and then you go, bop, you go, bop, bop, they hurt. I mean, they really hurt. Plus they just puts that taste of leather in your mouth, which you don't want, you know, when you think the exchange is finished and you think, okay, there's a spot, I can breathe here, or I can step off, or I can move, or I can do something, but you've been caught. Then you're thinking, right, okay, do I need to get one back? Should I have broke away cleaner? Do I not stand up so high? So Usyk does that really well, and I'd expect a lot of that in this fight with Daniel Dubois. Also, body shots. Now, we go on so much about Usyk getting hurt to the body and Daniel Dubois being fantastic at throwing the body shots and hurt Usyk to the body, but if you watch their last fight, Usyk throws a lot of body shots and really good ones. Like, so again, out of southpaw stance, he's just drilling that straight left hand, whoosh, straight down, right in the middle of the chest, just below the chest sometimes, right in the solar plexus. Remember that? Solar plexus? You've been hearing about that since you was 7 years old, haven't you? You know, your mate at school says, I've got a trick for you. Hit him right in the solar plexus, right? That's where he is. Wow, boom. Usyk threw that lovely in the last fight. And he always has been able to throw great body shots. Again, Eastern European style. So it wouldn't necessarily be Mexican-esque where he's there and he's digging this way. It's more, he'll catch her straight down the pipe, straight down the line, right in the body. And then one's hurt. Then one's hurt just as much, if not more sometimes. So Usyk needs to be working the body like he did the first time. He needs to control the distance by edging in, which he did in the first fight. Edging in the whole time. Just keep nicking that distance, keep keeping that, keep creeping in and stealing those inches from Daniel Dubois. Put pressure on him with his feet, the head movement, and then once you've settled, once you're in 4, 5, 6 rounds and he's settled and he's here, then the feet aren't so herky-jerky. He's probably slowing down because he's feeling the pace himself, but he's still alert with his brain. He's still super sharp, and therefore he's whacking, he's punching, and he's taking his head off the line. He's taking his head off the line. He makes you miss. And this is the one that comes in. It's that, where are we at? Left hand, yeah, southpaw. He starts putting an angle on that straight backhand. It's no longer coming out there. He starts to wing it round the side. And I feel like when he throws that way, that's in his brain telling him, put something on this one, Oleksandr. Put a bit more power on this one. This ain't the discipline shot that you throw time and time again where it's finding that distance and you're just trying to build momentum in the fight. You're just chipping away. This is actually, whoom, I'm going to land something that might finish her. Something that might finish her. And he landed that with Daniel Dubois in the first fight. He landed it on Tyson Fury and nearly got him out of there. and he will certainly be throwing that again Saturday night once he's very much settled and comfortable in this fight. The pace would have dropped. He would have been able to establish distance control where, you know, he's only half a step out. I'm going on and on about the same thing, distance control, but it's so important for a fighter that if you're there and you can control exactly where the other guy is, once you've done that, then it doesn't matter what the pace is, you know, how fast the punches come out or the stuff that comes back at you, because they just follow form. Like, people just, you're just molded into the person in front of you. As a fighter, that's what you want to do to your opponent. But if your opponent can manage to do that to you, you know you're in trouble. Usyk has pretty much done that to everyone he's been in the ring with. Very few guys have been able to take him out of his rhythm. Certainly not for the duration of a whole fight. So that's the shot for me. It's that straight left down the body and that left hook come right. That left hook comes straight, yeah? It sort of peels around the guard, because he throws that with intent, yeah? One last thing, my prediction, right? I've tried to not say anything. I've said Daniel Dubois has got a better chance. I said Oleksandr Usyk's got older legs, tighter legs. He's climbed Everest again, complete in boxing, beating Tyson Fury, then beating him again. And I thought that would be him sailing off into the sunset. The people around him seem to be packing up, winding down. You know, his mate Lomachenko's retired. His promoter Krazak. Is he retired? I can't remember what that is, but they're not working together anymore. It feels like if now is the time for Daniel Dubois to succeed against Oleksandr Usyk, this is his best chance. So with that in mind, Usyk still beats him, I'm sorry. Usyk is the man. From what I've seen in the build-up for this fight, I haven't seen anything in his demeanour that makes me think that he's not switched on for this fight. There's been times throughout his career where I've been like, can he do it? Can he do it? And he's always done it. He's always travelled. He's always performed. Sometimes as the away fighter, lots of times as the away fighter, maybe even feeling like the B side when he should be the A side. But he's always gone out there and got the job done. And the last 2 times against Tyson Fury, when on paper they're his toughest fights, he still showed up, performed, and won comfortably for me both times. I haven't seen a chink in Usyk's armour. Usyk is a better fighter than Daniel Dubois. Usyk beats Dubois Saturday night. That's my prediction, right? If I'm wrong, you let me know. Otherwise, yeah, let me know what you think of the video. Let me know if I'm on, what I've missed, what Usyk is there anything that he does that I haven't covered, and are we expecting something different Saturday night? If you're going, I'm going. Hopefully I'll see you there. If you're not going, tune in. It's on all the channels, I think, usually. Definitely the Zone. So thank you to our sponsors, Coin Poker. Good luck to the boys this weekend. One more sleep by the time this goes out. And like, share and subscribe to the channel. Do you know why? Does it make me happy?